up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Nichols YouTube channel. So this week we're going to start covering Scarlet and Violet. I know there's a regionals this weekend. It's in Charlotte. I will be going to it, but we haven't covered anything Scarlet and Violet just yet. We could talk about regionals and the special event that just happened and how Arc Duraludon just beat Goodra in the finals. Whatever. I guess that's the only exciting thing is like only when Lugia made cut and lost in top 4. Toward Reckless did lose top 4 to Arc Dura. But who cares about that? Let's talk about the new stuff. Scarlet and Violet is coming out. Usually what I like to do is look at the set without looking, talk about the set before looking at it. So I really don't know much about the set like I always do. I don't even know a lot of these Pokemon's names. I haven't beat Scarlet and Violet. I do have it, but I haven't beat it just yet. But I did go to pre-release this past weekend, so I do know what some of the cards do. And then I have a friend who has multiple new decks built, so I did play a new Guardy deck that was already in rotation, and Guardy seems like a lot of fun. A lot of the Guardy stuff is always fun, right? Guardy is just always a broken card, but we only pulled 2 goodish things. This one not so good. We pulled a Toxicroak EX, so EXs are back. If you don't know, if you heard about Scarlet and Violet, EXs are back. But the big one is I did pull a Miraidon EX full art, I guess is the correct term. This card's going to be pretty good. It just says like, search deck for 2 base Pokemon, put them on your bench, then shuffle your deck. Like, just be able to find, I think it's going to be Regieleki VMAX, V and VMAX, or V-Star, VMAX, whatever it is. It's going to be like a really big deck. It's really popular in Japan. So pulling this is pretty cool. So, obviously I probably won't play it. I really don't play full arts in my deck, because I try to play the cheapest rarities. But with the new set, there are 258 cards. There's a lot to talk about. We're not going to talk about a lot of them. 60 of them are secret rare cards, so good luck if you're a collector. Our English set is comprised of Japanese Scarlet and Violet CX sets. It's 3 starter sets and a few Japanese promos. As supposed to before, Scarlet and Violet bring back the TCG's original Pokemon EX mechanic, which ran from 2003 and 2007. So you can see this is the Miraidon I was just talking about. These are the 2 motorcycle Pokemon that you can ride in the game, and they love sandwiches. But like I said, this tandem unit is pretty cool. So there's a secret super full art, I guess. That's probably worth like $8 million. But like I said, search for 2 base Pokemon from your bench, pretty good. Koraidon is just like all fighting Pokemon. It's pretty bad. I mean, it's pretty cool. It has cool ability. Attach it to 2 basic fighting Pokemon from just to your basic Pokemon any way you like. If you use this ability, your turn does end though. So that's kind of unfortunate. I don't think there's really that good a fighting Pokemon that's like super busted that would break the combo kind of thing. It's weird that Miraidon's turn doesn't end, but Koraidon's does. It just shows you which legendary is better, of course. But Pokemon EX evolved from normal pre-evolutions, like Ampharos EX evolved for Flaffy. This is unlike 2012's Pokemon EX Uppercase, which they are fully evolved base Pokemon that ignore their pre-evolutions. If you're curious what they're talking about, so the old school Ampharos EX, you can see he did evolve from Flaffy. They did decide to redo Ampharos EX back in like 2012. And then now with the new ones, you can see that they do have an evolution. And that's only some of them, like Toxicroak. He is evolved, but for, Miraidon, he is not an evolution, so that's why he doesn't evolve, which is pretty okay. I guess that's why he's not, like, super busted. Some Pokemon EX and Scarlet and Violet will feature, they feature a terrestrialization effect box to try to indicate that terrestrialized Pokemon terrestrial effect don't take damage from attacks. Or on the bench, this artwork is crystallized, and they're wearing crowns to indicate their Terra type. Unfortunately, I don't think they've done much with the Terra types. They kind of just said, hey, when you're on the bench, you're just chilling, you can't be hurt by damage. It's pretty lame. I mean, the card looks great, looks pretty cool, but it's a terrible, mechanic. It would have been cool if we had the traits come back, and they were terrestrialization Pokemon, if you don't know, the traits make it where you take, extra price cards, you an extra attack, or something like that. But no, they are the same type as Gyarados is a water type, and it just has a water coming out of it. So, unfortunate. That's pretty lame. If you don't know, in the game, terrestrialization can make you different types, whatever. So the only thing that's different now is just a Dark Charizard coming out. That's a little bit different. But even outside of that, I wish they had different effects. It's still pretty lame. Booster packs. I think they feature 2 reverse holo cards and 1 holo card in every pack now. This compensates for the boost packs increase from $3.99 to $4.49. So you do have You are going to pull better now, which is pretty neat. Each pack will now be ordered with the rarest cards in the back. 4 common, 3 uncommons, 2 reverse, and 1 hollow. After this, you'll find 1 basic energy and 1 code card. If you pull either an illustration rare or special illusion card, which are both from secret rares, they will take place of the second or first hollow spot. All rares and higher are now foil. There are no more non-hollow rares. Rainbow rares are also gone, so you don't have those terrible rainbow rares that nobody really liked. And you can see they kind of did the little effect of the hollow pattern. I did pull a couple of those. Pokemon EX will feature a slanted sheen and additional star layer. This will give Pokemon EX more pizzazz. I'm trying to think if I see it in this one. Yeah, I guess you kind of see it with this one. I don't know. It's probably pick up. Oh, yeah, there you go. You can see it. So that's what they're talking about there. Scarlet Vex Reverse Hollows feature a sort of cobblestone pattern. You see right there. You kind of see it. I probably should have pulled one out. I know I for sure have some. This says promos will use a Galaxy Hollow foil. The borders will also be Galaxy Hollow foil. It's pretty nice. They're definitely super shiny when you're pulling these. Also, with the new silver border, they definitely look kind of fake. Like, if you played World Championship cards, they definitely, that's what they seem like. Our English set will be updated with rarity systems that matches Japanese set a bit closer. They put it together a chart. You can see right there. Got the different gold stars or whatever. Like this one. Let's see what this one says. This one is 2 stars right here. So we got a full art. And while this other one is 2 black stars right here. So it is a double rare. Double rare. There we go. Yep, here's all the different combos you can see. There we go. There's the ultra rare, hyper rare. So there's like a million different versions of Miraidon. There's all the different stuff that's coming out. Got the blisters and 1-pack blisters and the little boxes that are coming out. Little trainer sets. You got the Miraidon and Koraidon. You can, pick which one you want. Of course, you want to pick up this one because that's the best game. Do they come with promo cards? It looks like, oh, that's the wrong one, right? That's not the card I was thinking about. Oops. Oh, well. Trader Box, Build a Master, there's a booster, blah, 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 blah. Pre-release promos, you got all these guys. I think the one you want to get the most is probably the Hallelujah, just because I think it's the best one. Put 2 different countries on his bench Pokemon, whatever. There's Reverie, which could be good in the future. Right now, I think B-Barrel is probably the better one. Discard a card, draw 6. These 2 are pretty good. Pretty bad. This was good in the pre-release. This is probably the best pre-release card to get because you accelerate. This one's okay. I did play this one. It just had to be in your hand while this one is in your deck. So it's a little bit different. Yellow borders are gone. As you can see, set symbols now replaced by set codes like in Japan. They updated the rare symbol. Tool cards are now their own classification too. They are now Pokemon tools instead of just like trainer cards, which that will definitely change stuff like Arita and stuff like that, because now they're tool cards, not trainer cards. So let's see. The basic energy now feature right there. And the base packs are updated. We can talk about this already. You get a promo card. Toys R Us and Macy's are doing something. Some magazines are doing something. Hobby stores are getting all this stuff. So if you go to your hobby store, they should have all this stuff for you. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Cards cut from the set. These are cards that are missing, unfortunately. I do think this is in a promo box, though. Yeah, see? I know that. I knew that. And now here we go to the set. We're going to cover a bunch of stuff. We're going to just kind of... The stuff I know that's good, we're going to talk about. There's always a lot of fluff in the set that's just not really good. Like Sprigatito, and Floratico. I don't know how to say these Pokemon's names. I don't know if these are better. There's a new set that comes out that Meowscarda has an EX. I wish Meowscarda was EX was in this set. I don't know why. It's a base set. Why would not have Meowscarda in the base set? Who knows? But these are all pretty bad. This card was like, could be clutch, but wasn't clutch. You can flip a coin of heads, switch bench. Super pre-release. Here's the first guy, Spidops EX. Your opponent's active Pokemon true cost is 1 more. So I guess this does stack, which is pretty nice. And the Wire Hang, 90 damage to attack does 30 more damage each energy in your opponent's active retreat cost. Which is really good because you can do that. I think I have one with me. There is a Leafeon VMAX that does 60 times the amount. So like you can play Leafeon and Spidops EX. It could be like this weird combo that you got going on. And then Leafeon V can energy accelerate turn 1. So you could have a bunch of Leafeons with Spidops EX. And maybe you can have this really cool grass deck. I don't know. And yes, you still have Leafeon V-Star, which can break Pokemon from HD active. So that could be a combo that we can see. Leafeon and Spidops. That could be something cool. You heal when... Okay, that's not good. And there's probably cards I'm missing that I just haven't seen yet. Like this one is pretty bad, right? It's tagged as 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. I mean, you do have 280 HP, so you're like kind of tanky, but Fire doesn't have a lot. I mean, yes, you have like the Magma Basin. So you could Magma Basin to it, but even then, it's only 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So you have 250 on you. You're only doing 280, and then you just get knocked out. So that's why the card's not that good. Once again, Skeleton Ridge. I think there is maybe an EX, but we don't have it in this set. This is pretty cool. You move a Fire Energy attached to one of your bench Pokemon to your active Pokemon. And this could work well with Magma Basin, because I'm pretty sure is it Magma Basin? I think this is called. It goes to your bench Pokemon, so like then like Amarage could just move it. Pretty cool. There's Slowbro. You move 1 damage counter from one of your Pokemon to this Pokemon. So you could tank. It could be like pretty good. Maybe like on a GLC, it's like Hilton damage, but even then, it's probably bad. There's a Gyarados, 180 damage. Pokemon's already as damage counter, so only does 180 more. The problem is you need a water, colors. You need 5 energy on it to do 360. That is pretty good. That is pretty good. If you can get 5 water energies on it, that's the problem. You have to get 5 on Gyarados EX. It is weak to Lightning, which is pretty bad in this set because there's a lot of Lightning support. So if you can find it easy to get 5 energy on it, it could be good, but 5 energy is a lot. There is a new Blastoise Dragon Pokemon. I don't know his name. It does have Rain Dances coming out in the future, so maybe we could see that. Like maybe one day could be good. Maybe one day. Let's keep going down. Once again, we got the Quaguavali. I don't know how to say their name. No, doesn't have the EX version. No EX version in the set. That's kind of unfortunate. There's Dondozo, which could be really like okay. It does 50 damage for each Tatsugiri in your discard pile, so you can do like 200. You're a non-EX Pokemon, just like swinging 200 every turn. The problem is you gotta get 4 Tatsugiri in the discard pile, which is like easier said than done sometimes. We do have Ultra Ball, like Sycamore, or Research, whatever, to like discard them, but just play like a different like basic deck, or a different one prizer instead. Could be a lot better. Magnezone EX was the first EX to be revealed. It does 50 damage. It's stacked to 50 damage for each energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon, which is kind of unfortunate. I wish it was to your Pokemon, because then you can like make it really go like Flaffy or something. But nope, it's not good. Attached to all your opponent's Pokemon, so your opponent would have to play like 6 energies for you to do 300 damage to like even like try to take a knockout. So that's unfortunate. There's a new Mareep, a new Flaffy. There's a Pachirisu. No, okay, so we have first EX wasn't revealed. That's a problem. So that's why we have those two. Pokemon can't be paralyzed. Who cares? Some Rotoms, they don't really do anything. Toxicity, who cares? This is the new Pikachu guy. We already talked about this. It is a stage 2. Like I said, it's good in the pre-release, but stage 2 in like a regular game is like unplayable at this point. There is the Miraidon. We've already talked about this some. Just finding 2 basic light Pokemon is really, really strong. There's a Drowsy, a Hypno. Routes, I don't think you play this routes. You play a different one. And there is the Kirlia. Once again, you don't play this Kirlia. You play the Kirlia that like discards a card, draw 2. And then you also have the Water Duplicates Kirlia that can find like multiple Kirlias, which could be really, really good. And one of the main cards in the set that's like broken, it's going to be Gardevoir EX. Gardevoir now has this like 15th, 20th, like really, really good card. But it says, as often as you like do to turn, you may attach a Psychic Energy from discard pile to one of your Psychic Pokemon. If you do, you put 2 damage cards on the Pokemon. You cannot use the ability if that Pokemon will be knocked out. So this is really, really good. Just like be able to get a bunch of energies in the field, just flood it, because you can do it as often as you like. It's not just once. You can just like get a bunch of energy in discard pile and just like start powering a Pokemon. This combines well with the other Gardevoir. It does like 130 plus whatever, how many energies in the field are on the Gardevoir. It's just really, really good. It's really fast. Be able to trade with the Curly is really, really nice. The Gardevoir as well can look at the top 2 cards. So you're just like drawing through your deck with the Curlia, right? And then Gardevoir comes out there. And both Gardevoirs are drawing, like the Gardevoir is drawing. This one's energy acceleration. So you have like two broken combos that break the game. You have an energy accelerator and a thing that lets you draw extra cards, just drawing them. Also, it is another energy accelerator. If there was basic, you can attach them with the other Gardevoir. So like Gardevoir has this like broken combo. It's a really good 13 HP to the tank, and it can do a lot of damage. You do put 10 damage counters on your Pokemon, which is the only downside. But there's ways to heal your Pokemon. I know there's Scarlet that we played. It might be in here. If I see it, we'll talk about it, but I don't know what set it's from that I was playing. There's a Banette EX. So a lot of people are like hyping this card up. Your opponent can't play item cards from their hand during the next turn. But the problem is a stage 1. It's 250 HP, so kind of light. It could be good, but it only does 30. At least with Vikavolt, or Vikavolt as we call it now. We switched from Vikavolt to Vikavolt all of a sudden. We said, you know what? We've been pronouncing it wrong for years. Let's call it Vikavolt all of a sudden. Sure. But you don't have the Zapdos, which so a lot of people are like, this card's amazing. Yeah, I'd agree, it's pretty good. The problem is you don't do that much damage, like 30, like who cares? And then like Poltergeist could be good because for each trainer card in your opponent's hand, so like it could, but then like as soon as you break the lock, they're just gonna discard a bunch. So meh, it has done well in Japan than I know of. Your Pokemon have no weakness, cool. The next really cool card is gonna be this Klefki. I really love this card a lot. As long as Pokemon is your active Pokemon, each player's base Pokemon to play have no abilities other than Pink Lock. So basically, you just shut down base Pokemon's abilities. This might be like, okay, this whatever, but like against Lost Box, the Lost Box becomes a big deal. You just send him Klefki in the active, right? And you're like, okay, cool, deal with this. And if you put 2 down, then if they escape rope, you send the other Klefki. Who cares, right? The attack, nah, we don't care about this. But it could help you set up against Lost Box. Like we're talking about Gardevoir, it does take a second to set up, which really could help out a lot. Also, it could get rid of like any base Pokemon V or EX that's going to be set out, like Miraidon or something that could just disrupt it. Lumineon V, if I don't know if Lumineon V rotates, I have no idea, but that could be like good. All the ready Pokemon, they don't have no abilities anymore, so this is like a kind of like a Gardevoir. So that's really good. But it's each player's base Pokemon, so remember that it's each player. It's not just your opponent; it is yours as well. But like I said, like cards like in Guardian stuff like that could be really good. Any setup decks, this could be really good. It could just counter the Lost Box deck. So the Lost Box is still gonna be really good going to the next set, for sure. Next up, let's see if there's anything we care about. So I don't see the Cresselia that I played, but it like heals 20 from each of your Pokemon and put on one of your opponent's active or one of their Pokemon, something like that. This card's like pretty interesting. The only problem is it's stage 2. It does 70 damage to each prize card taken by your opponent. So if this was like a basic EX or something, I think that'd be something cool. Like just make this a basic EX with like 140 HP. Who cares, right? You start with the kind of thing. I think that would have been fine. Choose one of your opponent's attacks. You can your opponent can't use it, but they can just switch out. So that's unfortunate. Let's see. I'm trying to remember like cards that I've seen before. This Lucha is pretty good. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to your bench, you may choose 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon and put 1 damage counter each of them. I'm trying to remember what like combo this goes well with. I'm sure it'll come up eventually, but putting damage counter, it's good. The problem is it's from your hand to your bench. And the reason why it's a problem is because Scoop Net rotates. So that's pretty bad. You can only do it once. I don't know, Super Scoop Up's the whole thing. It might be. Let's see, there's the red of the Crydon. There's this Crydon. It does 220 in your turn. And, like, this can't attack next turn. Like, you're not one-shotting anything. And you like, energy accelerate, sure, but your turn ends. Like, it's such a bad card, unfortunately. This is pretty cool. Makes sure your opponent's poison doesn't go away, but like, who cares? There's a Toxicroak, not very good. Search for 2 cards and put them in your hand. 120, your opponent's active one's now poison. Put 6 instead of 1. I guess you could like Toxicroak with the Muck. Yeah, whatever. I mean, you do 120 plus 6, so it's like what 180. Come back to you 240. So like, yeah, sure. I don't think it's that good. Your base Pokemon do 30 more damage, but it's stage 2. Definitely not worth it. Oh, there's a puppy dog. Once your turn, you have your opponent switch to active with one of their bench. Okay. They get to pick, I think, right? Um, this card here is really, really good. I know we talked about earlier and how it's like not good for because B barrels and set, but I know if you're a fan of GLC, play this thing. Metal has a draw engine finally, so that could be the big help that like GLC needs, right? This card here just like drawing cards, it combines all the Bronzong and stuff like that. So like this Bronzong, like this and Bronzong, they just kind of combine together. Discard Metal, attach a Metal with the Bronzong. It's got the combo, right? Donphan, Metal Donphan EX. It's up here. It's bad. There's a Blissey. Who cares? There's not. I don't think there's that many good cards. I think the big thing that's going to happen is rotation's going to hit, and that's going to change the game. I don't think Scarlet Violet's going to change too much, right? Let's see. This attack does 30 damage to each of opponent's bench Pokemon. So like max 160. 210, that's pretty bad. I know people were hyped about this card. So it does 70 damage for each of your mouse, hold, and play. Problem is it is stage 1. So if you have 4 of them, yeah, you can do 280. I guess you could technically play with Zork or something. So like that could be a cute deck. Zork plus mouse hold. It does like constantly 280 if you have 4 of them in play. The problem is you need 4 of them in play to do anything, right? Because 3 to a 210, like who cares? They're just gonna knock you out. But 280, hey, there you go. It could be a thing. Could be a thing. Zork Mousehold, watch out. Squawkabilly. There's Miraidon's like devolution, but like it's not. I don't understand that. There's a Flamingo Pokemon that does 110. Also does 20 damage to itself. So, like I said, not too much in the set that I really like. That I'm aware of. I could be very, very wrong. And if I am wrong, just say, hey, Josh, you're silly. Like, look at this Pokemon. And I'll be like, okay, sorry. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else. I think Guardy's the big one. Like, go get your Gardevoirs because they're good. But I think the big thing is, like, the cards that are good are going to stay good, right? Except Lugia does lose some friends, but Lugia's still good. So I think the only thing that set like really, really gains is the new Gardevoir, and then plus like rotation happens. So I think that's going to change more decks than Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet itself is like not that good of a set, I don't think. But on the trainer cards, I think it's what's going to be really cool. So send a train for item card, a Pokemon Tool card, reveal them, put in your hand, then shuffle your deck. This is kind of good in like the Guardian decks I was talking about because you can just like, okay, let me go grab, Choice Belt and a Rare Candy, or Rare Candy and a Tool card, right? So that's really, really neat because you do have the 2, while like Skyla and Irida can't search. Irida can search out Tool cards, but Irida can't search out Tool cards, but Skyla can. So if I remember correctly, there's Beach Court. The basic Pokemons cost 1 less, so it's going to be really good. And Lost Box, they get a new Stadium card that they can play. Crush Hammer is still just chilling. We're just always going to have Crush Hammer. Never going to go away. There's a new band. You do 30 more damage if you have more price cards remaining than your opponent. So that's pretty good, right? Like 30 more damage is like always good. There's a new energy accelerator for lightning. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose basic lightnings attached to your bench Pokemon. Like the Pokemon you want to. Really, really good. Energy search, energy switch, EXP share, Jock. 2 evolutions. Sure. Judge got another reprint. So shuffle draw 4. Caddy. Using this card, you turn in shuffle draw 8. I think it's good in pre-release. Outside of that, it's pretty bad. This lets you search for a Pokemon. Who cares? This one lets you choose up to 5 Pokemon, shuffle them back in your deck, and draw 5 or draw 3. I think this is like the only way to get back Pokemon that I'm aware of when rotation hits. If there is another one, let me know. But I think this is the only card that gets back your Pokemon, and now as a supporter card, so that could be really interesting. I'm gonna draw 3. Nest Ball is back. Put a base Pokemon on your bench. Palpad is back. There's Penny. Return 1 base Pokemon to play and all cards attached to it into your hand. So that is return 1 basic Pokemon to play. So we haven't had anything like this because we've had AZ and we've had, what's the other one? But AZ discard, the other one puts in your hand if it has damage counters on it. So you haven't had one that returns a basic. So not 100% a reprint. Pokeball, flip a coin if it's found a Pokemon. Catcher, there's a new Pokegear, Potion, new Research. We're going to have Research forever. I think we've had Research since 2012, and it's just been around for 10 years. Help me. Rare Candy's back. Chest Plate, you fight a Pokemon, takes 30 less damage. Rocky Hammer's back. Switch is back. Team Start, go ahead and put an energy card attached to your opponent's active Pokemon on top of their deck. Okay. Vitality Band, the attacks the Pokemon cards do to 10 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Okay. And Youngster, Shuffle, Draw 5. Don't play this card, ever. Don't play it. If you know the channel, you know why. Don't play this card. Don't play this card. Just don't play Youngster, ever. If you've been a fan for the channel for a long time, you know why. I wonder if people would, if they're watching this, know why. So yeah, we got some cool cards. We got a bunch of different character arts. I'm trying to think of I like any. What is this guy? That's pretty neat. Like a master. Look at this. Look at this crab Pokemon dude. He's just chilling, man. I don't know their names yet. There's the Curlia with his family. I think they all have one, right? There's a Ross Curlia. Where's Gardevoir at? Pretty sure Gardevoir has one. It's like $1 million card, right? No? Interesting. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. So. That's pretty neat. There's Metal Donphan again. Jock. The two of these. Rare Candy gets another gold. And that's pretty much it. There's a lot of information in this. You can pull better cards now, but I don't think there is a lot of playable cards in this set. There's a lot of cards to collect, but I think the big changes are just because rotation is happening. Look at this Dondozo card. That looks pretty good. Tatsugire's like, I want to be like Dondozo. Let me be your best friend. This Slowpoke is pretty cute. And I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else really to say about the set. I think it's very okay. Like I've been saying, I think the big one is going to be rotation. The rotation is going to change a bunch of things. Outside of that, Gardevoir is good. Lost Box has a new retreat cost. We got Lost Box counter with the Klefki. So just buy the cards you need. That's what I would say. Or have fun opening and have fun looking at silver border cards. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully this week we talk about decks. Maybe we'll talk about some more about. I don't want to talk about post rotation just yet because like I've been focusing more on Charlotte, trying to prepare for that. But we are trying to go to Connecticut regionals, so definitely we'll be covering more stuff, of course. But yeah, we got this week for Charlotte, and then next week is Fort Wayne. I am not going to Fort Wayne unless I like win Charlotte. Then maybe we'll talk. But yeah, Klefki. I think Klefki and Gardevoir are your two ones you want to look out for. Can we make this happen? But yeah, if I missed a card, let me know. I don't think I did, but these are probably my two favorite cards from the set. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. If I missed cards, let me know. Hit that subscribe button. See you tomorrow. I don't know exactly what we're going to do just yet, but we'll figure it out. Alrighty.